Hello, my name is Neil Foley, and I'm a lay missionary with the Redemptorists Parish mission team. The current global situation has led to a lot of enforced solitude lately, and which has led me out here into my garden here in County Wexford. It's been a bit neglected over the last while, so there was a lot of things to do, and it was a way of busying myself to keep myself occupied whilst at home. But of course, no matter how busy we make ourselves, nature operates to our own time and her own rhythm. I prepared the soil here that you see behind me back in April, rotavated it, added compost, and then planted these potatoes that you now see growing behind me. Each day I would water them, especially during the fine sunny weather that we had. And I was like an expectant child. I would be waiting to see when would they sprout, when would they come through the soil, would they grow at all? And it was a reminder to me that no matter how much work I put in, no matter how much effort, watering, weeding, feeding, I couldn't grow the potato. I had to allow the slow work of the Creator to do its own thing. And isn't this a little bit like our own lives? We busy ourselves, we throw ourselves into lots of different activities. But yet, we can feel a bit stuck. We can kind of feel that there's no progress being made. But I would like to say that all the while, just like the little potatoes behind me, that the seed is growing silently, in the dark, deep down in the soil of our inner selves. Something else that I planted during this time was a wildflower meadow. Now, this was partly to add a splash of colour to our garden and, of course, to help the bees, which is very important nowadays. But I have to admit, a little bit lazily as well, I wanted to reduce the amount of grass I had to cut, because I'm not a big fan of cutting grass. And again, it was like the potatoes here. For a long time, all I had was a big expanse of bare earth. And I was really starting to wonder, would anything show for my efforts? But eventually, the little seedlings popped through the soil, but so did the weeds. Lots and lots of weeds. And I was reminded of the parable of the wheat and the weeds. I don't think it's any accident that Jesus used so many examples of gardening and agriculture in his teaching. You'll be familiar with the story, I'm sure. But a landowner planted wheat, and during the night, an enemy came and planted weeds amongst the wheat. Now, when this was discovered, of course, the labourers said, well, let's root it out. But the landowner said, no, leave it. Leave them grow together, because we might pull the wheat if we tried to pull the weeds. The separation will be done at harvest time. So I was in the same kind of dilemma. I couldn't tell the little seedlings apart from the little weedlings. So I have to leave them grow together and hope that, well, the wildflowers will outcompete and bloom ahead of them. It's like the old expression, we must bloom where we are planted. And are we like those little seedlings? Are we striving for the light? Or are we getting swamped and choked by the weeds? What do I mean? Well, the media negativity, our own idle distractions, our fears, our anxieties. They may be real, but are they choking us from pursuing what we should be pursuing? And I would encourage you during this strange in-between time to allow the slow work of the Creator, just like the growing of the seed. Slow down. Breathe deeply. Pray slowly. And grow in patience and grace. Because only He can bring forth the beautiful harvest and gather us into His barn.